I wonder if you've ever asked yourself this question. How big is God? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Think about that for a second right now. How big is God? King David wanted to build the temple, but God said no. David, you've been a king of war. And so David had a son, and his son was Solomon. And God allowed Solomon to build the temple. And after the temple is built, Solomon has a prayer of dedication. And in the midst of this prayer of dedication, he says something that's really amazing. Take your Bibles and turn over to the book of 1 Kings. 1 Kings 8:27 says this. But will God really dwell on earth? The heavens, even the highest heavens, cannot contain you. How much less this temple I have built. I want you to consider this morning the fact that God is bigger than his creation. God is bigger than his creation. Tonight, if it's a clear night, get away from some of the city lights, go out somewhere, look up at the sky, and they say that on a good night, you'll be able to see 2,000, 3,000 stars. They say that in our galaxy, there are 100 billion stars. They say that there are between 100 and 200 billion other galaxies. How much is 100 billion? If I pick this lovely woman sitting here in the front, right here, with the greenish sweater on, and I said, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to start right now, and I want you to count to 100 billion. And we're not going to leave this sanctuary until you hit 100 billion. And let's say this woman can count 250 numbers every minute. Now, that'd be pretty amazing. She'd be flying for that, okay? So we're all going to sit here. You're going to be able to count 250 numbers a minute. How long would it take this woman to count to 100 billion? The answer is over 700 years. How big is God? God is bigger than his creation. If you take our sun and you hollow out our sun, and you take our earths and you begin to drop them into our sun, they say that you can drop in about 1 million of our earths into our sun. Do you realize that there are some stars that if you hollowed out these stars, you could drop into these stars 500 million of our suns? How big is God? God is bigger than his creation. If you could travel at 186,000 miles per second, how long would it take you to get to our next nearest galaxy? It would take you about 1,500,000 years. How big is God? God is bigger than his creation. This morning, I want you to stand firm. Stand firm. Commit yourself to the person of Jesus Christ. Decide that you will follow him. Decide that you will obey him. And if you will stand firm, you will experience a personal relationship with this awesome God. This God that is bigger than his creation. You'll be able to walk